Our next inductee this evening is Jim Simmons.
Jim Simmons. A native of Piedmont, Simmons played 3 seasons of high school basketball for the Bulldogs and Coach Howard Waldrop, starting at guard and serving as team captain as a senior. That year, Piedmont finished second at the 6th District Tournament and won 2 games at the state tournament. Despite his abilities on the hardwood, football was the sport in which Simmons excelled. He was a first-team All-County tackle as a junior in 1959 under Bill Farrell. Piedmont won its first 8 games, then lost to Alexandria to finish the regular season 8-1. In the annual Turkey Bowl game that year, the Bulldogs avenged their only loss with a 25-14 win over the Valley Cubs. In 1960, Piedmont again won the Turkey Bowl game to avenge a regular season loss. This time, the Bulldogs defeated Oxford 13-0 and finished 7-1. On defense, first-year head coach Jim White moved Simmons from tackle to middle guard to help close down Oxford's running attack. Simmons served as a co-captain for Piedmont as a senior. Following his senior season, Simmons was again named first-team All-County as a tackle. In addition, he was also named first-team All-State at tackle. When the University of Alabama offered a football scholarship, Simmons accepted. At Alabama, he lettered at defensive tackle and was a starter for 3 years, 1962, 1963, and 1964. The 1962 defense limited 10 regular season opponents to 39 points. In Simmons' 3 years as a varsity starter at Alabama, the Crimson Tide was 29-4 with 8 shutout wins. Included in those 29 victories were 38-0 and 21-14 wins over Auburn in 1962 and 1964, and bowl victories over Oklahoma 17-0 in the 1963 Orange Bowl and Ole Miss 12-7 in the 1964 Sugar Bowl. His 1964 team was Southeastern Conference champion and a national championship team. From 1982 to 1993, Simmons was the executive director of the Birmingham Football Foundation, sponsor of the All-American Bowl postseason football classic and the inaugural Southeastern Conference football championship game. The SEC championship game, the first playoff game in NCAA Division I-A football history, was played in Birmingham's historic Legion Field.
The Board of Directors of the Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame, pleased to welcome to the class of 2011, Jim Simmons.
It's a great privilege to be here this evening and to be a part of this. It's something a little boy from Piedmont could never dream of being a part of. I felt sorry for John and the guys that had to go through all of the footage and all the information that I gave them to just to find the fact that I stayed down there for 3 years and only made 4 tackles. I know it was a lot of work for him. But I too want to thank Joe and thank the Hall of Fame for including me, including my family as a member of this august body. And my congratulations to those that have gone before me, and my congratulations to those that join me this evening. There are many people that enter into a guy's career, and I've been blessed in many ways. Not only did I have great parents, my dad, who's not with us now, but I know he would be extremely proud, and my wonderful mother, who has always been the heart and the soul of just about everything that I have ever done. because I think of the many lessons that she taught us on our way to maturity. I had great coaches. I had great teachers. I had a great support unit. And I grew up in the best of times, in the best of communities. And despite the fact that it took the rest of the county so long, back when the telephone was invented, and then we eventually received our telephone up in the northwest corner of the county. We were so proud at the time that we learned that we could call Anniston without having to call long distance. That was a great time. And we moved on, and I can thank my family, I thank my coaches, and I thank the guys that really had such an integral part of me growing up. The coaches were Coach Walter, Coach Farrell. I wish that Coach Farrell could be here with me this evening to enjoy this. But, you know, some place I ran, that Simmons was a pretty intelligent guy, but it took me 3 years to understand that Coach Walter's first name was Howard, because I always thought it was, why not do it again? I thought that was a rather strange name for a coach. But Coach Walter and the things that we accomplished in Piedmont, and him to have the opportunity to follow Tom and to follow Carlton to the university. Both of those guys were so beneficial. It was so great to have them to block for me, because back then it was to be a freshman at the university and to be a freshman football player was not the easiest thing in the world. But if anybody wanted to be a little rough with me, all I had to do was remind them that Bible lived across the hall from me, and Rankin was just down the hall. So it was not a problem, and I sort of scooted on through there, and Carlton provided transportation for me. He didn't know it. We could hotwire his own car, and when they were on the road, Charlie Stevens and I enjoyed the heck out of his automobile. Tom would have probably have allowed us to use that old Chevrolet that he had, but the darn thing squeaked so much. You could hear Tom coming down the street. And every time he put the brakes on, you say, there comes Bible, so you better clear out. The influence that Coach Bryant and the university has had on my life is just unbelievable. And people want to know, well, when did you play down there? And all I had to do was say, well, I was with Naaman. Oh, yeah. And I never will forget the first time that with some measure of notoriety, we came out of the dressing room and these kids started coming down like they wanted our autograph. And I happened to be walking in front of them. Man, this is going to be great. I get to sign an autograph for the first time. The kid ran over and said, who are you? Who are you? I said, I'm Jim Simmons. He said, oh, heck. He ran on by me. Well, I didn't realize that Namath was following me, so that's the life of the lineman in the Southeastern Conference. As I moved on, I had an opportunity there at the university to be a part of something so special. Not only was I a freshman when Tom and Carlton and them were national champs. We were national champs in 1964, and then I stayed on as a graduate assistant in 65, and Coach Bryant awarded me a national championship ring. So to have been part of one was more than I could ever have expected. And then to be part of three is just beyond belief. And for those days, and for those guys, and for all of my teammates, and many of them are here this evening, I appreciate everything that you've done for me. And then the opportunity to move on to my professional career and to do the things that I have been able to do is just unbelievable. And I want to thank my family again. I want to thank my two beautiful daughters who are here this evening with my grandkids. And to me, this has been just a magnificent thing and a thing that I'll never forget, an event that I will never forget. And I want to thank Coach Jones for getting something like this started. And now we will have, not only will we have the Piedmont 5, I will be included in the Piedmont 6. Because it's unbelievable that 6 people could be involved and be a member of this body. Thank you so much for allowing me to share this with you. You have been marvelous. It's so good to see you. I thank my wife, I thank my kids, and I thank my family. And I thank the Hall of Fame. Thank you.